Anime Declassified is a podcast run by the Anime Secrets website. Check us out at animesecrets.org for more anime, video game, tokusatsu content. Remember to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Hey guys, Joshua Seth here, voice of Tai on Digimon, and you're listening to Anime Declassified.
Alright, and welcome back to another episode of Anime Declassified podcast hosted by animesecrets.org. I am your host, Rizwan Merchant, and I'm joined today by my good friend Frankie Hallsworth. And we're going to talk about Dragon Ball Daima episodes 2 and 3 because we sucked at coordinating getting together last week to do episode 2 on its own.
I mean, it's really my fault. I'll take the heat for that one.
It's all your fault, completely.
Fine. It's fine.
I literally messaged this man every day last week, like, hey, Dragon Ball Daima. No response. Hey, Dragon Ball Daima. No response. Frankie, we have to do Dragon Ball Daima. And he says, maybe. And I was like, what?
I have a life.
I mean, do you have to?
Sometimes. I don't only anime, I barely anime.
This is Dragon Ball, though. This is different.
Dragon Ball is the exception, yeah. Yeah,
sure. You're breaking the exception to the exception here.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
But, yeah, so we're here to talk about episode 2 and 3 of Dragon Ball Daima. And I'm just going to open with a real quick statement of these two episodes are a massive improvement over episode 1. And just for a quick refresher, where we left episode 1, I loved the vibe of episode 1 a lot. Frankie, on the other hand, I think he put it best by saying he fell asleep twice, if I remember correctly from the last podcast.
Twice.
So let me ask you this, Frankie, before we dive into stuff. How do you feel about Dragon Ball Daima now?
Now that there's something going on, I'm much more invested.
Okay. So, real quick, let's do a quick recap of episode 1, which will take all of like 2 minutes or less. So, Dragon Ball Daima episode 1 opened with a quick recap of the entire Buu saga from the perspective of Goma, who is trying to become the new Supreme King of the Demon Realm following the death of Dabura during the Majin Buu saga. And during this entire recap of the Majin Buu saga, he is trying really hard to figure out his game plan, how he's going to do stuff. And he decides, hey, the Demon World Dragon Balls are too complicated to get a hold of. So let's go to the outer world, which is what they refer to the human world as. And let's get the Dragon Balls there and use 3 wishes to wish for a way to take over everything and become the Supreme King of the Demon Realm. A couple of problems with that. Problem number 1. Senron does not provide 3 wishes to everyone, just to his regular users.
That made me laugh so hard.
Dude, honestly, I didn't even know that was a thing.
And neither did I. This is new information. So when Shenron was basically like, hey, screw you, I was like, oh, God.
I was like, Senron, my man, you just like literally told him to screw off and you're not getting 3 wishes because you don't know them.
That was amazing.
And honestly, I love that there's some characterization for Senron beyond being the all-powerful thing that grants you a wish.
The only other time we saw Shenron have any sort of characterization was in Battle of Gods, where he was terrified of Beerus.
Yeah, dude. Okay, Frankie, at some point, we gotta step back into time and do Battle of Gods.
I love Battle of Gods.
I do too. And you know, the funny part is, I actually don't remember now if we've ever done Battle of Gods on here before. I don't think we have, but if we have, I apologize to our listeners who are just sitting there like...
movie!
Yeah, well, it needs to be rewatched again because I want to rewatch it again and talk about it again. So
it's great, so...
Yeah. So either way, I want to do it again. So, yeah. But yeah, so he has a plan to do a threefold set of wishes where step one will be to turn all the Z fighters into children. Step two was something to do with, I think, grabbing some kind of powerful object from the demon world.
The third eye,
Um,
I think, is what he called it or something.
yeah, I can't remember what the second one is right now, to be honest with you. But suffice it to say, Senron only turned everyone into kids, and all the kids who were already kids were turned into babies. So,
It's funny though because he turned them into children in size only. Mentally, they're all the same.
yeah.
Even
Which,
the babies.
dude, that's so awkward for them.
Because Goten and Trunks are like, why are we babies again? I don't know.
Yeah.
Where was Gohan?
So, Gohan, if you remember from the first episode, Goku's lamenting that, hey, my son's not here because he's off studying because all the Majin Buu saga stuff put him behind on his studies, so he's focusing on that now. So off camera, he's off studying, but I suspect he has turned into a baby. I don't think he's turned into a toddler like everyone else.
Well, because Gohan was like, is how many years did it say this was after the Buu saga?
How many years is what?
How many years did this take place after the Buu saga?
Like a year, I think.
So Gohan's like 17 at most.
Yeah.
Because he was 16 in the Buu saga. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, this is that's why I think that Gohan's turned into a baby and that we're not gonna see him. The other indication for why I think this is the American voice actor Kyle Aber said at a panel I went to recently at Animeverse Fest in Pasadena, Texas. He said he has not been contacted to do any voice work on Dragon Ball Daima, which tells me
Gohan
we won't.
probably has no role in Daima.
Correct. And if we do have a role for Gohan, it'll probably be the child actor, which is Stephanie Nadolny.
I don't know if they'll use her or if they'll use the Kai one.
That's a good question. I'm going to assume Stephanie just because she's already there doing Goku.
Yeah, but say I know she's Goku, but I don't know if they want to keep the voices the same, like have them have the same voice. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I don't know. That's a
If
good
Gohan's
question.
even in it, I don't know if we don't even know if Gohan's in Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah. I mean, he has no reason to be. It's fine. But yeah, so let's start talking episode 2. So episode 2 picks up right where everything left off. The Z Warriors and their friends have been turned into children by Goma, and Goma has taken baby Dende hostage and
That
has
was
gone.
ridiculous.
Okay, so what part did you find ridiculous here the most? Because I'm kind of
Dende
curious
was
now.
just like just seeing Dende as a baby, and then just evil demons taking this little green child away, and then Popo just does nothing about it.
Okay, but real talk. Mr. Popo has been outclassed by every single character in this season in terms of power since probably the beginning of Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball
I
Z, yeah.
I don't think Mr. Popo is a real threat in Dragon Ball, from what I recall from reading online stuff, because I never watched all of Dragon Ball.
He at the when they first meet him, he's kind of tough because King Piccolo and stuff, but
Right, but he's not like a threat, you know?
no, he's not.
Right. So, what's Mr. Popo going to do against two demons? One who's becoming supreme king of the demon realm. What can he honestly do?
He could try,
No, he can't. He can't. There's nothing he can do.
but so you see Vegeta and Goku crash because they don't know what to do because they can't figure out these young bodies yet. Because I think they went back to like what first graders,
Yeah, that's
like
what they said, first
they're like
graders.
6-year-old bodies.
Yeah. And I will say, now that you bring that up, Frank, that I really like this mechanic being kind of explained and made into a handicap for the characters because it gives the characters a struggle that's not the normal, oh, my power level's too low, I can't beat this person. Now it's maybe my power level's too low, but also my body cannot do the very simple things that it used to do, like
Well, the
throw a
thing I gathered
Kamehameha or
was
fly.
Goma. I guess Goma's our main antagonist.
Yeah.
Basically, he straight up said he knows he's weaker than Majin Buu.
Yeah.
And if Goku beat Majin Buu, what chance does Goma have?
It depends. So,
No, that's my thing. They turned him into a kid just so it wouldn't be a wash.
right, but it also I'm I'm not gonna say I buy into Goma being weaker than Boo just yet.
No, he straight up didn't he
Um
straight up say he is.
he straight up said he's weaker than Boo, but I'm also being hesitant to believe them as a fan because what is Goma's final form going to be? What is Goma's final form's power level going to be? And how much stronger is that final form going to end up being than Boo if he has a final form to begin with? Because I don't think that form he's in right now is a final form by any means.
I hope not, because that would be a really stupid villain.
Right.
I mean, it
So
wouldn't be the first time though that we've seen a villain be weaker than the previous.
where else has it happened?
Golden Frieza. Golden Frieza was weaker than Beerus.
Okay. You're right. I was thinking you were comparing him to Boo, and I was like,
No,
I don't know
Golden
about that.
Frieza's way stronger than Majin Buu.
That's what I was saying. I was like, no, you're wrong. But no, if you're going to compare him to Beerus, yeah, I don't consider Beerus a real villain, though.
I mean, he was the villain of Battle of Gods.
Yes, but also not in the same way, right? Like not in the same way that the other villains have been in the past. Like he's not out to kill everyone. He's just there to
I
be a
mean,
god.
he was going to destroy the whole planet.
Yeah, but he was trying to be a god and do his job.
But no,
I consider it a little bit different.
but a Golden Frieza was definitely weaker than Beerus.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But no,
But
not Majin. No, Golden Frieza's way stronger than Majin Buu.
yeah, no, that's why I was like, hold up, Frankie, hold up.
No, you're just wrong.
Yeah, so they are all learning to reuse their bodies as children, and in the meantime, they're trying to figure out how to also recover the Dragon Balls, which, okay, to kind of recap a little bit more from episode 1, they have this old Namekian guy named Neva who they bring to the outer world to restore the already used up Dragon Balls to grant Goma the Whis. And now they took Dende, who is the only one that can help even use the Dragon Balls to do something with them beyond whatever. So they need to get to the demon world and either use the demon world Dragon Balls or convince Neva to do something for them. But Neva also said he can't do anything for them again because that was a once in a lifetime type thing where he could even manipulate Dragon Balls to break that cycle of time where they have to be kind of refreshed. So they are working up a plan. Supreme Kai mentions that he is from the demon world because he has pointy ears, which makes sense given that's the trope for what counts as demons.
So does Popo.
We're going to discuss Popo and the Azuro monsters later because I have questions right now. But yeah, so they get the Supreme Kai sip and they convince Bulma to try and fix it. And Bulma says, hey, give me 10 days. And while they work on the fixes, Goku goes off on a side quest to get his power poles.
Bro, I did love how Bo was basically using Kabito as like a delivery man.
Dude, I don't even know what to make of that.
And he just was like had to do it because Supreme Kai basically like go ahead.
Yeah. Kabito was just like, I'm not a delivery boy. I'm here to be a real boy.
Master Roshi was using the power pole to dry his like dirty laundry, including his underpants.
Okay, but let's be real about that. That's the most perfect thing that I've seen Master Roshi do.
Well, because
Like that's
Goku
so
hasn't used
Master
the power
Roshi.
pole since right after he defeated King Piccolo.
Right. So what's the point?
He didn't need it. Now he does because he can't reach things because he has a 6-year-old body.
But I mean, I don't understand why Goku can't just compensate and get closer to the enemy as a kid.
Like the vibe I got was he's so used to fighting as an adult that to just shrink his body is like screwing with him mentally.
Yeah, and I mean Goku's intellectual capacity is also very limited to begin with, right? Like he can't.
Goku Goku is like 5'9", so like he's used to fighting in a 5'9" body, not like a 3 foot tall 6-year-old body.
So my big takeaway here is nothing more than, hey, I'm the same height as Goku.
Are you actually?
Yeah, I'm 5'9".
Oh wow.
So
He's probably like six
that's
foot two with all that hair.
okay. Look, my hair is nowhere near even comparable to what the Saiyan hair can be.
No, no, definitely not.
Like, let's be real about that, Frankie. I will never have anything close to that hair.
I did like though how they did bring the power pole back. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they brought it back. There's a lot of really cool Dragon Ball cameos and references in this episode. Like, Master Roshi had a really nice scene where he's showing off his powers and saying how he has a young body again and he's actually capable of fighting and being a badass, which is kind of a throwback to Dragon Ball when he was. Okay, my memory tells me he called himself Jackie Chan, but I think that's wrong.
Jackie Chun.
Jackie Chun. I was close. Okay.
It's Jackie Chun. It was like a disguise because he didn't want Goku and Krillin to know he was in the tournament.
Yeah, so it's a callback to that to me. And I thought that was pretty epic. And then we also see Karen for a good 2 seconds when he's just kind of there chilling.
Oh, Korin. Yeah.
Corin. Yeah, sorry, yeah. So
We
that
haven't
was
seen
pretty
him in a
awesome.
minute.
Well, I don't think we've really seen him since the Saiyan arc.
Has it been that long? No, the Cell Saga. He was in the Cell Saga.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Yeah, he goes down to Korin, powers up, and Korin's like, I still don't think you could beat Cell.
Okay. So here's my $1 million question for episode 2. And I'm gonna pose it to you, who I think would have a much better understanding of this because you're a bigger Dragon Ball fan than I am. But here is my logic after seeing episode 2.
We
So
totally skipped over Glorio.
no, we're gonna come back to that. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
But this is the big question I have for episode 2, which will lead into the glorious stuff later. So let's recap. They've all turned to kids.
Yep.
They all need to get used to fighting in their children-sized bodies, right?
Yep.
Bulma tells them, hey, I need 10 days to fix the thing up so we can travel to the demon realm and save Dende and get our lives back to normal. They need time to learn how to fight as children. They're on Kami's lookout.
Why don't they just go into the hyperbolic time chamber?
Yes.
That is a great question.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. It's right there.
Like, they could have used the hyperbolic time chamber. I thought they were going to go use it like 10 different times in the episode. I was like, oh, cool. This is where Goku's going to realize, hey, I can use a hyperbolic time chamber. Nope. Next time he talks, I'm like, Goku, are you going to figure it out now? Come on. It's right there in front of you. Let's do it.
It's literally right there. What are you doing? It's right
And instead, he goes for the power pole.
I
And
feel like in the original Dragon Ball Z, they said you can only use it once in your lifetime, but Vegeta says, screw that.
He uses it all the time.
And he uses it multiple times.
Yeah.
Unless because he died, it resets. I don't know.
I don't know, but
Which means
it's
Goku should have reset because he died during the Cell games, which was
yeah.
after the Hyperbolic Time Chamber.
So yeah, please explain to me why nobody decided to use the hyperbolic time chamber. I am
Because
genuinely
Akira Toriyama
interested.
forgot it existed.
No, he didn't forget. There's a reason for it, and I just don't know it yet.
There isn't one. They're just idiots.
I prefer that to be the reason that Akira Toriyama just said, no, they're idiots. Forget it. Um,
Unless their little kid bodies can't handle the increased pressure of the Hyperbolic Time Chamber.
but okay, hold up. They're not necessarily unable to withstand a higher pressure to their body because they have the Saiyan bodies that can withstand a
Yeah,
lot.
but they're also 6.
See, that's a tough challenge to kind of figure out what's the correct answer here.
And it's probably a question we're never going to get an answer to.
Well, we can't because, well, Toriyama's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so while Bulma's fixing it and Goku's off doing his powerful quest, there is a new arrival from the demon world by the name of Glorio. And Glorio has been sent by the third demon realm's king
I forgot his
to
name.
to recruit Goku. What was his name?
And Supreme Kai does bring this up. He's like, he shouldn't know we're children. Why isn't he questioning it?
See, I think they just don't care.
They
I
might
get the
not
feeling the
care.
demons
Glorio
don't
could be a
care.
double agent. I don't know.
I don't think Glorio's a double agent because we've seen Glorio at the end of episode 1 too, right? Like he popped up at the end for a
Right
split
there at
second, and
the end, yeah.
the way he popped up at the end of episode 1, he didn't seem like he was in cahoots with Goma. He seemed to be his own thing.
Oh, and he's going to be in Sparking Zero for those of you who care.
Oh hey, there's the obligatory Sparking Zero reference that I've been waiting for.
Yeah, he's going to be in the second DLC pack.
Nice. So, yeah, he comes, he tells them Goku is their only hope to help defeat Goma and restore power and
Goku's all like, hey, I get
righteousness.
to fight a strong guy? Cool, I'm coming.
Waiting for Goku to realize he's not actually that strong.
And then Supreme Kai's like, I will also go. And then she's like, I will also go.
But they leave Vegeta behind because you can only have 3 people in the little space set that Lorio brings for some reason.
You know,
And Goku made a really good point, Frankie. They're small. Vegeta could fit. So why didn't he?
Because.
I think the reason is they want to have Vegeta do an epic entrance to kick ass and then come sort of actually beating an enemy for the first time in his life and let Goku have all the glory again.
Because Vegeta's never allowed to beat a main villain. It's just not allowed to happen.
I don't understand that. Even Gohan's beaten a main villain.
2, actually.
Okay, you're right.
And they're
But
both
still.
Cell.
Yeah.
Cell and
Yeah.
Cell Max.
So that's episode 2.
I like in episode 2, first off, animation's still top quality, top notch. I don't like the intro song.
Okay. I was going to ask you about that.
Not a fan.
Okay, so my thoughts here are a little bit weird because when I first heard it 2 weeks ago, I had the same thing of like, no, I don't like this song. It's not vibing with me. It's not a Dragon Ball Z type song. And I thought about it because when I think Dragon Ball Z theme, I honestly think first of the American Dragon Ball Z. Like that song.
Dragon
Right.
Ball Z.
But then the other one is Xiao Ling, and that.
Oh, Chala, Head Chala. Yeah.
Right. So that one is also pretty epic, but it's still in the same genre, I think, as this song is. So
You know what?
I didn't like the way it sounded to me the first time. But when I watched episode 3 today, I found myself thinking, huh, I think time has been nice to this song because I actually like it now.
When I want my go-to Dragon Ball intro song right now is Limit Break Cross Survivor.
I mean, fair.
That song is insane.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, this one just does not do it for me.
No, I understand why you feel that way because that was me last week. But I also think if I ask you this again for episode 4, you're going to have the same answer. You're not going to say it's like I did. And I can't tell you why I have changed my mind on it. I just think it's a nice little bop. It's not like. So let me be clear. It's not a fantastic song, right? It's not a, oh my god, this is a great song to work out to or anything. It's just a. It's got a nice beat, but it's not a Dragon Ball song still.
I like GT's opening better, if I'm honest.
Same. Same.
And I don't
And
like a lot about GT, but
I. There are parts of GT that I was thinking about today that while I don't necessarily like GT, there are parts of it I do like. And one of them is the song. The other is getting a chance to explore the character of Pan more. Because she's not really ever explored in any of the anime.
not really until Superhero.
I haven't seen Superhero.
Okay, watch Superhero.
Okay, I will. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But yeah, up until Superhero, apparently, we don't really see Pan, and I honestly was really interested in seeing a female Saiyan kind of characterized. And I know now we have Kale and
Khalifa.
yeah, Khalifa, but at the time that ZT was around and coming out, and even for years after, we didn't have that, and I always liked seeing Pan's characterization for it.
But the problem with
And
that is it's thrown into a show where Goku does everything.
yeah, but also Goku does everything, but also the writing was just not that great.
No, it's not.
Like,
Like GT means Goku time. Okay.
so I don't know if I told you this in the last podcast or if I told you this offline, Frankie, but I'm going to do a quick reference crossing over into the Toku Secrets podcast because it's important.
Okay.
So, in the last Toku Secrets podcast we published, which at the time of this recording is Ensign Sentai Go Onzer episodes 1 through 5. Anthony and I briefly talk about Dragon Ball GT, and the reason we brought it up is because the guy who writes Go Onzer, he wrote the screenplay, I think, for GT. And so we mentioned that in the podcast, and Anthony and I had this little debate about GT being bad, which is my opinion. But Anthony's opinion was it's not that bad. So Patrick and I said, hey, we're going to round up Frankie. We're going to go do a quick rewatch of GT, and we're going to prove to you that GT is bad.
Yeah, okay, I have to say this now. Anthony, you're adopted.
But wait, adopted by who and for what reason? He's not our child.
He might as well be if he thinks GT is good.
Yeah, but we never said that Anthony is like our child. He's his own man, you know.
Is he?
He is with a wrong opinion.
He has a very wrong opinion because GT is not good.
No, it's not. But I will let our podcast and analysis let him understand that.
Oh, goodness.
So at some point, people, Anime Secrets might have to go take a look at Dragon Ball GT because Anthony thinks it's a good anime.
If we review GT before Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, I'm going to be really upset.
No. We're gonna have to at least review Z before we get to GT.
Okay.
I don't know about Dragon Ball yet. That's a lot of commitment.
I gotta rewatch. I haven't rewatched the original Dragon Ball in a long time.
That's why I'm saying it's a long commitment because you have to watch like what 200 episodes of Dragon Ball and then 291 of Dragon Ball Z.
I think like Dragon Ball is like 160.
I rounded up.
And then the original Dragon Ball Z is 291, but Kai's like 167.
I'm going by Z for reasons.
I can't watch the original Z anymore.
I know we talked about this last time.
I can't do it. But back to Daima.
Yeah, so Daima episode 3, because I think we're done talking about the song.
Yeah, we went on a
So,
tangent about GT somehow, but
you know, it's been like 12 years since we started podcasting, and we've never broken our capability to go without doing a tangent at least once or twice.
it's I think it's impossible for us at this point.
It is. But anyway, so episode 3 is called Daima, and it focuses on Gloria, Sin, and Goku and their journey to the demon realm. And so they fly to a nearby planet called Badapi, where they encounter a warp Sama, or in English, a warp lord, who is a massive fizzy type thing.
Which you did see in the first episode.
You did, but you didn't really understand it.
Goku's sitting there making fun of it, and because this thing is super sensitive, he's like, he might not let us through, Goku, shut up.
Well, it's just a really interesting thing because the warp lord is actually trying to assess who's on board the little spaceship, and so he detects correctly that Gloria and Sin are demons, and he starts to look at Goku, but Sin has been hiding Goku's ears from sight of this warp lord, and they magic him with demon ears.
That was
And
hilarious, seeing
they've
Goku
had
wearing Link's ears. It was great.
okay. Real talk for a second. I was kind of hoping that the ears would remain for the rest of the anime.
That wasn't gonna happen.
I was kind of hoping it would happen. It would be kind of great.
It would have been funny, but I just no.
So after he assesses that everyone is a demon and allowed to travel through the warp lord, Gloria has to give a passcode to enter the warp lord.
And
Which,
Shin was actually trying to contact Kibito to tell him, "Yo, this is where the Warp Lord is. Oh, I need to send you the pin. Oh, I can't. Too late."
yeah, the pin, he couldn't give it to them. They get into the demon realm, and they have to go through a access gate, which is split into 3 different worlds. World 1 is where we first met Goma. It's the high class demons. That's where they live. World 2 is the working class and higher up society of the demon world.
Which is where Supreme Kai is from.
Supreme Kai and Gloria. No, not Gloria.
His
Gloria's,
brother, whose name I cannot remember.
it doesn't matter right now. But yeah, so they enter World 3 because that's where all of the riffraff and lower class people live. And boy, is it rough in there. It's so fun. I love this world. So they enter World 3, and Goku is starting to take in the fact that, hey, this world looks very similar to what we see in our universe with Earth and Namek and all that, with a couple of things that are a little bit different. For instance, there's a lot more gassiness in the atmosphere, which makes everything a lot heavier and more rigid to move around in, which adds to the struggle that Goku and team will face with movement and all that, because one, they're in smaller bodies, but now two, they have to deal with a different type of atmosphere they're not used to while being in
It's
smaller
weird
bodies.
to me because they've trained in like gravity chambers and stuff.
Yes, but not these bodies.
That's true. That's true.
I thought about that, and I was thinking, okay, had they actually gone to the hyperbolic time chamber,
This would have been fine. Everything would have been fine. Anyway.
what I'm secretly hoping is that the hyperbolic time chamber has been disabled because it is cursed somehow. I don't know how you can justify that being a thing, but maybe.
Otherwise, it's just stupid writing.
It it's not the best idea in the world. But anyway, so Goku gets out the ship, he does a little bit of exploring and realizes, man, I gotta get used to fighting in this atmosphere. And he nearly falls into this cavern of like complete and utter darkness. And if he falls into the cavern, apparently he's just obliterated on the spot and you're no more.
So
So
that cat rabbit thing, R.I.P.
yeah. Also, I found it weird that it was Goku who decided to try and learn mobility from a cat rabbit and it not be someone like Gohan or Future Trunks or somebody with more intelligence.
I got
Because
nothing.
that was a very intelligent moment for Goku that I don't really see very often.
He's an idiot savant sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
But then they get
So,
attacked by these like bandits,
yeah.
and Glorio's like, "Hey, I got a gun!" Bam, bam.
And honestly, I didn't expect a gun to knock him out so quickly. I thought Goku would have to start doing stuff like Kamehamehas and Kaioken or going Super Saiyan or something, but no, nothing.
We're saving that for later because it's
Yeah,
in the intro. You do see Super Saiyan in the intro.
right. So they end up going to a nearby town to get some sleep at an inn. And so Glorio books two rooms, one for himself and one for Supreme Kai and Goku. Goku, in typical Goku fashion, says, "Hey, so I know I had a huge dinner that I was eating before you popped up and took me on this adventure, but I'm still hungry. Can you feed me?" And
Because Goku, of course, it's Goku. He's got to always be eating.
so Gloria took him to the nearby bar,
Bro,
and
this right here is the best moment in Daima so far. Fight me.
it is. But let me set the stage for you. So Goku, Supreme Kai, and Gloria enter the bar, and they ask him, "Hey, will one burger be enough for you?" And Goku's like, no, maybe five." And I'm just sitting here like, why are you lying to the people?
Why are you like this?
You know full well it's not going to be five burgers. You're going to need like 20 burgers.
I was just about to say like 10, 15, but yeah, we'll go with 20.
No, he's going to need like 20 burgers to be full. So why are you lying to people? So here Goku is eating his burger in peace, and some bar thug walks up to him and is like, "Hey, you don't have demon ears. What the hell are you doing here? Who the hell are you?" And he goes to try and swing at Goku, and Goku starts to like dodge and weave around and hit people, all while downing a hamburger every time he does something. And
I never thought I would see Goku get into a bar fight.
it never crossed my mind that this would be a thing we would need, but
And
it
he
is, and it's
just
fantastic.
bodies all of these people. Like
Without even breaking a sweat.
they don't stand a chance against Goku.
They're not even breaking a sweat. That's the funny part.
He doesn't care. He's like, oh yeah, this will help me get used to the atmosphere. What's up?
Yeah.
And
So
so
yeah.
two of the bandits decide they're gonna take the plane and run away.
And that's where the episode ends, is that Goku and Supreme Kai go to bed, Gloria goes to bed in his own room. In the middle of the night, to get revenge, the thugs steal their spaceship, and they wake up in the morning to realize spaceship is gone. End episode. And I gotta say, Frankie, I was gonna ask you to end episode 2 for your thoughts and rating of episode 2, because my episode 3 rating will be higher than episode 2 by a little bit.
Episode 2, I'd give a 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of
Episode
thinking.
2 or episode 3, because of that bar fight, is getting a 9.
Yeah. So to recap, episode 1 for me got a 7. Episode 2 is 7.5. Episode 3 is definitely a 9.
I don't remember what I gave episode 1.
You can give it a score right now if you want.
I'm gonna say 5.
Okay.
Episode 2, 7.5, and episode 3 and 9.
Yeah. No, I
So they're
I
definitely
got
stepping their game up each episode.
yeah. Now I will say, um, a couple of things about Dragon Ball Daima that I do like. One, the animation has been really consistent and really amazing.
It's great, yeah.
And in my humble opinion, the best animation I've ever seen Dragon Ball as a franchise get in an animated TV show.
The only thing that might be better is the Broly movie, but that's a movie.
Mm, I don't know if I'm gonna. Maybe. I don't know. Because
I'm
this is
definitely
really
not
good
going to say
animation.
superhero because I'm not a big fan of superheroes animation style.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I like
Um,
superhero, but the animation style was just not for me.
Now, the other thing I do like about this series so far is the interesting world building we're doing, connecting elements of Dragon Ball Z with Dragon Ball Super. Because now we're delving into okay, so the universes do exist as we understand them in Super, universes 1 through, what was it, 12?
Third, yeah, 12. It's 12.
12. And then you have the demon world that's kind of outside of all this and just its own little entity,
Yep.
which is very fascinating to me.
Yeah, it's
So
really neat. I like more lore building in my Dragon Ball.
it's not something I expected when I started watching Daima. I didn't expect this level of lore building.
Well, Daima, I don't
So
think is going to be very action focused.
no, I also don't think it'll be a very long anime.
I think they said it's like what 20 episodes, maybe.
Uh, Possibly. I don't know.
That would make
I
it
don't
the
think that
shortest Dragon Ball series so far.
it's definitely not going to be like 100 episodes. I can tell you that right now. There's no way.
No, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah,
So I don't think this is even going to have arcs. I think it's just one and done.
yeah. At least that's what I'm hoping. If they start going into more arcs, then I'm going to start getting worried about Super.
Because Super
But
kind of
yeah,
needs to come back.
yeah, a little bit. We got new content on Super we got to look at, so hopefully it'll come back to anime form soon.
See, we got the manga that's got 2 arcs that we can use for the anime, at least.
Yeah. So at this point, we have one team in the demon world kind of making their way to find Goma. We have no idea how Bulma's progress has been going and what they're going to do to even get there, because allegedly didn't get the pin code to enter the demon world. But also the other problem is, I think what's going to end up happening, it'll be Kibito, Vegeta, and Bulma who enter demon world in the second SIF.
Probably Piccolo, too.
Well, assuming rule of 3, that means Bulma stays home, which I don't think is likely.
Maybe Kibito stays home.
No, Kibito's not staying home because he's got to be there.
But Bulma could also reconfigure it to fit 4 people.
Yeah, or they just don't care if Vegeta says screw it. But yeah, I'm hoping we get Piccolo to join them and he comes back as well, because I want more Namekian lore building, and I
Especially
think
since
this is a
they're
good
from the
opportunity for it.
Demon Realm, Piccolo should go there.
Oh yeah, 100%. I also think it's interesting in episode 2, Piccolo mentions, yeah, so Demon World Namekians left before I was really born, so I don't know much about it.
Yeah, he was born on Earth. So
Yeah. So that's interesting to me. And also, the other interesting question to me right now is, so at this point in time, Piccolo is comprised of Piccolo, Kai, like King Kai, not King
no,
Kai,
Kami
Kami, sorry,
and Nail.
and Nail. And I believe King Piccolo, if I understood that correctly from
Well,
Dragon Ball.
The way it worked is after Goku defeated King Piccolo spat out another egg that was supposed to be like his direct descendant.
Yeah.
So King Piccolo is gone, but he's basically King Piccolo's reincarnation.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So yeah. So my thought process here is Kami and Nail are just along for the ride in Piccolo's mind because from what I understand, Piccolo still has active communication with those two in his head, I think.
I mean, he probably does, but you never really see it.
No, you don't. So I'm curious if Kami knows anything about all this.
He might.
Because Kami is older.
Quite a bit older.
So it's very possible that he knows a lot more about this stuff and he's just not saying anything yet.
Piccolo's gonna have to go into his inner mind and find out.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Daima.
Oh,
Piccolo's
Lord.
mind.
That would be smart if they did that, but you know.
Yeah. Now, I will say, at this point, I've seen all of this in the original Japanese with subtitles from Crunchyroll. I haven't seen the Netflix English dub yet. Have you?
I don't. I have. Is that even out yet? I thought that was doing a theatrical release first.
So, episode one's on Netflix. Episode two comes out next week. Episode three the week after.
Is it the dub?
It is the dub. And then a week after episode three comes out on Netflix, then get the theatrical with all three episodes.
Okay.
So I am actually very curious to go rewatch this in the dubs just because I want to have the nostalgia of the old voices.
I wasn't planning on it anytime soon.
Well, you're you and I'm me.
If it gets a video like a Blu-ray release, then probably I'll do it then.
I don't think we're going to ever see a Blu-ray release, honestly, because physical media is dying.
I hate that.
I do too. It doesn't make any sense to me that it's dying like this. Like, we need physical media.
I agree, but kids these days,
It's not the kids, it's the industry.
I hate it.
Industry is trying to find new ways to keep taking money from us. So the newest way is, hey, so you don't technically own Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball
You
Daima.
don't own your video games, kids.
You have a license to play them, and we can take it away whenever we feel like it because we own the license.
Such.
It is. Also Dragon Dagger.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't have too much else to say about Dragon Ball Daima without going in circles, Frankie.
No, I think we said pretty much everything we need to say.
Yeah.
I'm curious how or where we're going to go next time since we lost our spaceship.
I am suspecting they're going to find...
This is probably where you're going to get Bulma, Vegeta.
Well, okay, so this could go a couple of different ways. We could start alternating episode with this team, episode with the other team. So we could possibly not see this again until episode 5. Or it could be that we see them again next episode, and it's just these guys finding the rogue demons that stole their spaceship, and Goku kicks ass, takes it back, and they continue on their journey. And along the way, they find out how to talk to Kibito and Bulma, and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Or we find out that Kibito actually did hear the pin code, but Supreme Kai just doesn't know it yet.
Piccolo might just somehow know. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't think Piccolo would know because Glorio did say that he had to sign up some papers to even have access to this Warp Lord and traveling and all that with the papers. So, and also remember, Supreme Kai didn't know what the pin code until the pin code was mentioned. So if Piccolo has any knowledge from Kami's information is outdated as well.
Yeah, it's true.
So, no, the only way that they would know how the pin code would be if Kibito heard it somehow.
We'll find out soon, I guess.
Yeah. But if you have no other closing thoughts, Frankie, and I have no closing thoughts here, so I'm just going to go ahead and we'll end it.
Sounds good to me, guys. Thank you so much for listening in today. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, and definitely stay tuned for next time. We are going to try and do weekly podcasts of this, assuming Frank and I can continue to meet up and do this more regularly. Um, so yeah, stay tuned for next time. Dragon Ball Episode 4, maybe Dragon Ball Episode 4 and 5. Who knows? We'll see what happens with our schedules.
Depends on our lives.
But until next time, you guys take it easy. Remember to check us out on YouTube for more of our content.
You can check out my channel in the video description.
Yeah, true. Or also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. And definitely stay tuned, and we will see y'all next time. Peace out, all.